Alright, here's part two where there's talking about all about Zerg. Zerg is a bit unique. They have two waypoints, one for the drones workers, as you can see, and one for the actual units that come out of it. And there's the queen that comes straight off from the hatchery. As you see, it requires a spawning pool, and there's upgrades for the overlords and overseers. Overseers are the upgrade of overlords, and you need a layer upgrade. And as you can see, overlords do not have detection anymore, so beware. And they can also be upgraded for the transport units as overlords, which are useful sometimes. And I'll speed it up so we can get onto it. As you can see on the left side, it tells you when a unit is completed or when you're attacked, all different indications. This is the queen. It has three abilities. It can spawn a crew tumor, which is useful later on because you want more crew to move around. That once you put one tumor, another tumor moves. Then you can keep multiplying with that one tumor to expand your creep. There are invis, so it's not the two creamers aren't that bad. As you can see, I'm going to put one down right now. I think or not. I'm just going to show you actually how fast I move with the queen. And basically, all what I just did was you can see that bar right now cooling down. That is from the hydrate. When the extra larva will pop up, that's what the second special ability of the queen. You can spawn four larvae, which is a lot. That's like having an extra. As you can see, look at all those drones I made in less than 3 minutes. And there's the two new buildings. There's a Roach Warren, and there's also the Banelings. I won't be showing you Banelings today, but you can see it from here. It only costs 150, but you know what Banelings do? They're suicidal units, and I'm sure you've seen them from the battle report. Roaches, you didn't see that much, but they are really effective, and I'll show you some new kinks they added to the roaches, and I'll also show you the two other buildings. This is the new evolution chamber where you do your upgrades for the Zerg, and I'll be upgrading it to the layer soon. As you can see, layering it up. As you can see here, this is a spore collar. That's the new spore colony. You can move just like this spore. This is like the second colony, which is now called a spine crawler actually. And I find the new spine crawler really bad. It costs 100 minerals, even though and this is also 100 minerals. It only does 20 damage. 20 damage is nothing. It can't even defend you from a Zealot attack. So just beware. Spine crawlers are not the best defense now. They're pretty pitiful. And I'll be making one to show you what they look like. So it's not too bad. And this time I'll be showing you all the units at once, except the roaches, since I can make them early, which I think I'm making them right now. Speed it up. Upgrades are more or less the same, except that the actual burrow is 50-50 still, but you can only get it after layer because it's for balance issues for the roaches being able to burrow. They can regen much faster. I can see the roach regeneration is very quickly when it's burrowed. And I'll just only send two since the computer is not that great, and the computer won't even be able to handle it. These roaches are just ridiculously that strong. They do 16 damage, which is a lot. Range 3. That's not much range, but it's still range nonetheless. And they have 145 health. And I'm gonna try not to kill them. And since it's only two Marines, I'm just gonna back away and get hurt a bit and show you how fast I regenerate. Now I'm gonna be boring them very soon. Just about now. See how fast that is? This is just normal speed. This is gain speed, and you're already full health. Look at this Helion trying to hurt this roach, and it's just isn't hurting it because it's regenerating faster than it can actually do damage. That's how powerful these roaches are. Not only that, I'll be upgrading this new upgrade, which allows the roaches to move underground. Yes, they can move while being underground. That's plainly simple. See all these sparkly lights? That's the new scan that the Terran has. I don't think I said it in the Terran video, but that's what they have, and it's pretty huge, so you know when you're getting scanned. And I'll probably have the upgrade soon, which allows you to move underground. I'll be going to high tech and showing you the rest of the tech tree. As you can see, I didn't even notice the roaches were getting hurt, and they were automatically ran to this building, and That's where they are. They can actually move underground now. And see, move underground, and you actually need detection, like a missile turret, a scan, something to actually see this coming. So beware, you need some missile turrets when you're Terran, and some new upgraded overlords. I believe I upgraded overlord right here, which is overseer. Now it has its detection ability, but it costs 50 and 100, and it has the ability to spawn changelings. Changelings, you can read it. It creates a changeling, which can attack or die after 150 seconds. When it first encounters an enemy unit, which, well, in this case it's going to be Terran, it's going to turn into a Marine or a Zealot or Zerg, depending on the enemy, and you can just scout them, and the opponent actually has to manually click it to kill it. They will not automatically attack the enemy unit. See, these are the new Hydras. They have a slightly more health, slightly more damage, but they're actually better because they're second tier and they're anti-air units. That's the new Spire. That's the new Ultra Den. This is the new Nidus Canal. It's much better. I'll show you that you can actually spawn different Nidus worms canals all over the map using just this main network. Not only that, but also you can save your units by going back to them. So perhaps say when your units die in the actual worm, they won't actually die. Only the worm dies and it stays in the actual canal. You kind of missed it, but I showed you the old Neolist. They're the same, exactly the same. They just can't stack as well as before, and they just do the same amount of damage. Nothing different about them, so nothing too special. See now, that's what we see when a Nidus worm is about to come out. That's for the Nidus network, just for show. So that's what it looks like when it comes out. You can release all the units. This is not the maximum cargo. I have no idea how much you can carry, but you can put well over 12 units in there. I put one in the front, and I have a roach just bird right here and here. Not too bad. Zerg overall is pretty balanced because the Queen, I think, right now is the most balanced race. Protoss a bit slightly overpowered, and Terran slightly underpowered in some ways or another. But you can different players had different perspectives on it. See, that's the changelings. I just deployed four of them, and each one costs 50 energy, and yeah, you can just roam around. Nothing will attack it unless the player is actually selected in this computer. He'll probably spot if he's like, oh, I can't select these things, so he just kills them. See, kills two of them, and he doesn't notice about the other two Marines. Now I'll show you the other units through the Nidus Canal, and that's the Ultralist. It has 200 more life, and it does extra damage to actual buildings, so it's pretty nice. And computer actually tells you you're under attack and stuff, and it's not bad. These are our corruptors. Corruptors can chase your brood lords, but at the moment they don't really do much. Its only ability was to ensnare. As you can see, this building's ensnare, which means it can't build anything, and that's what happens when you put it on. It costs 75 energy. It's an anti-air unit, but now the brood lord is like the new guardian, has much more life, and it's much more ridiculous in my opinion, since it spawns out broodlings every single time it attacks. I can see these are the broodlings that it spawns. A broodlord shoots broodlings at its target. A broodling is a small creature that can attack ground units. Yada yada yada. And now, as you see, I put a nice canal here, and then I just unleashed all units. You can load it back in. As you can see, there's a load option. The Hydralisk attacks pretty fast. You don't need to upgrade the attack speed, not attack, movement speed anymore, because they're already moving pretty fast on their own. The Infestor has the three abilities, but only the fungal growth is only decent ability because the newer Parasite that lets you control another unit is only 10 seconds. It doesn't last long enough to be actually effective. Uh, the, the fungal growth, it does exactly what it says. It just ensnares the unit to a target and it dies, but basically it does AoE damage and slows them. Ultralist, painfully strong, and now let's show you the last thing, which is probably the Guardians, well, Broodlords now. You can see it does damage and it sends those things out. So every single time one of those Broodlings attack a building, this is what happens. And that's pretty much it for Zerg. Speed it up, finish it off, and I'll talk about Terra next.